bringing news from a different page. Truth served hot and bold and strong. Every week we sing along. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Stories that make you think and pray. A light awaits at the end of day. Guided by the stars and stripes, through the stormiest of nights. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. When the world feels like a fight, hold your ground, stand for what's right. In the truth we'll find our way. Ed and Ronnie light the way. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Together we find unity.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to try this again here. I already thought I hit go live, played the songs, showed a couple videos, jabbered like a monkey in a tree, realized I wasn't live. Sorry. Welcome to Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie. This is a special edition, but Ed's not here. Pastor Ed is not feeling very well. So is my mama. She is down with a migraine all day today. So they asked me to jump in and take care of, we'll show a couple videos and maybe laugh a little bit. Like I said, I already tried this once and jabbered like a monkey in a tree and showed some videos, and at least I got to listen to the theme song again. I danced a little bit to it. Red, white, and true. Never mind. All right, let's jump into it. So everybody's heard of the helicopter crash in New York City yesterday. I have a little video talking about it. Also, there was a plane crash in Boca Raton, Florida. Like I said, I pulled up the video, showed it, talked about it. 3 people dead. Hearts and prayers go out to them. I deleted I X'd out of everything on my other monitor here and then realized I wasn't live. So don't have that video, but I do have the video for the chopper crash. So check this out.
The family of 5, including 3 children, killed on a tour helicopter that crashed into New York City's Hudson River have been identified. Agustin Escobar, his wife Merce Camprubi Montal, and their 3 children, aged 4, 5, and 11, were killed in the crash, along with the 36-year-old pilot.
Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness!
Escobar was the CEO of rail infrastructure at Siemens Mobility and former president of the Spanish branch of the technology company. Photos have emerged of the family moments before the disaster. It has also been reported that the helicopter pilot warned he needed to refuel just before the tragedy that killed all 6 on board. The helicopter flew for approximately 16 minutes before going down into the water. Investigators say it's too early to determine the cause of the crash, But with the aircraft's wreckage now recovered, answers are expected in due course.
That's just awful. A family and a pilot. The pilot was 36 years old. It's just, my heart goes out to the family. I can't imagine. I've been to New York City. I've seen the helicopters flying around. It was an incredible experience to go to New York City myself. Would I go back? Absolutely not. Just like California, New York's ran with fruits and nuts. Apologize if you live in New York, but so yeah, it was a terrible helicopter crash last night. The video showed it just completely falling down. It's terrible. The video I showed earlier of the plane crash in Boca Raton, it was just, you could see looked like the engine on the road of the plane. A car was driving down the road, got caught in the fireball, and ended up crashing into a tree and caught fire. They were the ones that were injured. So I see Bill and Tanya are here. Good evening to you guys. So is Mama. Good evening, Mama. I hope you start feeling better. All right. I'm going to move on to the hands-off protest. We talked a little bit about this on Tuesday. Didn't cover it very much. Almost every city around the country had this hands-off protest. Here in Columbus, Indiana, it was a bunch of soggy snowflakes, ranting and raving. First Amendment. Yeah, I got you, whatever. This is talking about, I believe it's in Washington, D.C. It's kind of a little news report about it.
Trump got elected. All our savings are gone. I had it in stocks. It's hopeless. There's no hope for this country. I want to move to China.
Demonstrators across the country are coming out in full force in protest of President Trump's administration and Elon Musk. I'm here in Washington, D.C., where we've chatted with several today about what brought them out. And it wasn't just Democrats.
I stand with many millions of Americans that want to see the end of a dictatorship that's starting to take away all of our democratic rights.
People are scared to speak out. I know people who were scared to come to the rally today because they didn't know what might happen to them.
Because I vote for Trump, it's not what I vote for. He's doing all these wrong things.
We spoke with protesters about who they think the leader of the resistance is now. And while there was no clear consensus, several lawmakers came out and spoke in support of today's hands-off rally. Based on our conversations with protesters here, while the words are nice, they are looking for action.
People who are resisting, not resisting, that should be, is basically Congress, and it's upsetting.
For now, we're kind of just stuck with Bernie, AOC.
Democrats, like our Democratic senators or representatives, they're not on the same level in terms of wealth as everybody else. They're not going to really want to give up their jobs or their power.
Craziness. The guy in the beginning said he wants to move to China. See you later, buddy. Good luck. They're saying that Donald Trump's trying to take away their democratic rights. That's not true. They're protesting nothing. The whole thing, people being pissed off with Doge is Doge is uncovering fraud and waste, and they're mad about that. It makes no sense to me. But if they want to go around and rah, 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 hell no, we won't go, whatever, drum circles, that's fine. Free speech. In Trump's first presidency, they had a rally downtown here in Columbus, and I went to it. I was the first car in line, driving down the road, playing God's Country and waving flags and, God bless America, that kind of thing. And of course it was protested against. A bunch of people down there. First Amendment, it was great though. So yeah, got into it on Facebook with a couple soggy snowflakes earlier. They were claiming this van was driving around intimidating, and I asked how they were intimidating the protesters, and nobody could really give me an answer other than that they were driving a van. Oh, well, we need to have a little bit of a laugh. So Charlie Kirk, I saw this video earlier, loved it. I'm going to share it with you now.
Looks like we have a Satanist to begin. Yeah. In the name of Jesus, I repudiate this unclean spirit. Was that your question? Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Not today, Satan. Not today at Illinois State University.
Charlie Kirk said it right there. That was amazing. This goofball decided to dress up like Satan and show up and chant something. I'm sure he made it up, but he handled that very well. He refuted him, told him, essentially, get out of here, Satan. And I couldn't agree more. That was amazing. I just thought it was funny. This guy had the gall to put this outfit on and show up. And so that was Charlie Kirk. I love him. Every video comes up, I watch him. Bill and Tanya right there. Charlie's awesome. He's a great guy. Really knows his stuff, and he can just sit there and debate you all day long, and he's great. So let's move on a little bit. I wanted to share where we at. Oh, this made me laugh. Now, I've watched it, and they kind of try and cut out some of the cuss words. You can still kind of tell what they say. So I apologize if I offend anybody. This is great. Good old Tampon Tim.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Well, welcome to the Capitol. It's great that you're all, sir, you're welcome to come. Let me finish. Let me finish and vote.
Hey, sir, he doesn't have fucking votes, sir. Shut your fucking mouth.
Oh, hey, there's some passion in the building, which is a good thing.
Reaction to some of the boos that you got out there and some of the heckling.
Yeah, and some of the thank you, and this guy wanted to go help me brawl the guy. Look, that's what they're going to do. These folks come here, they're going to have to face the reality. Some of these guys voted for what's happening at the VA and they don't like it. Some of them come up here and are saying they're supporting folks who are voting against this. The House budget is grossly underfunded in veterans, and it has to change.
I thought that was great. Standing there screaming at old Tampon Tim, and he didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to do. It was hilarious. I don't like the guy. I don't like what he stands for. I don't like who he is. I don't like his voice. I don't like his face. But I thought that was pretty good. So I do have another thing. Attorney General Pamela Bondi statement on creation of a Second Amendment task force. The prior administration placed an undue burden on gun owners and vendors by targeting law-abiding citizens exercising their Second Amendment rights. The Department of Justice's new Second Amendment task force will combine department-wide policy and litigation resources to advance President Trump's pro-gun agenda and protect gun owners from overreach. That was a statement from Pam Bondi yesterday. So thank God for President Trump. Thank God for Pam Bondi. They are doing everything they can to protect our gun rights. I'm a gun guy myself. I love talking guns, teaching guns, shooting guns, you name it. So thank God for President Trump and for Pam Bondi. I'm not going to show this entire video because it's kind of long, but it's got some good stuff from the liberal Looney Tunes.
This next woman is perfectly okay with property being destroyed.
Destruction of property is a perfectly viable source of protest. No harming humans, obviously. Yeah. Human life is sacred no matter whose it is. But property these are just things. These are just cars.
They're just cars? I wonder if she'd call the cops if I destroyed her Subaru. And bad news, white men, these awfuls will not date you. I just hope you can cope with the devastation and pick up the shattered pieces of your life.
Friendly reminder, as a white American woman, I will no longer be dating white men. I'm looking for anything other than a white man, okay? Just a heads up.
Yes, these women are just heroes in their own lunchtimes, and they are so divorced from reality that they have no idea how awful they appear to normal people. Listen to this story.
I found out today that somebody that I work with is a conservative, and he's somebody who's really intelligent, and he's somebody who works in climate tech as a super smart guy, somebody I would never have thought was conservative, and apparently he is. And it's surprising, and it's disgusting. But what's most surprising to me is the level of sudden hatred that I have for him. Sudden hatred for this man who I used to respect suddenly just went boop, and I hate him now.
Now to 60 Minutes and Leslie Stahl, who is rightly being criticised for this absurd question to American-Israeli man Keith Segal, who was kidnapped and starved by Hamas terrorists.
I saw sexual assault with female hostages.
Keith says things got worse for him after Aviva was released and that early ceasefire collapsed.
The terrorists became very mean and very cruel.
I'm going to cut it off there. I thought that was hilarious that old woman, she's no longer going to be dating white men. Bye. See you later. Don't care. Just like the guy in the other video, you see he's going to go to China. Have a good one. I love it when the left does that. When the right loses, they don't go, well, I'm going to go to another country, or I'm not going to date white women, or what is she trying to accomplish by that? If men of African descent or Hispanic, whatever is your thing, hey man, go for you, do it. But to turn this into a right versus left thing, just because, whatever, it's stupid. It's stupid liberal crap. Like always, liberal Looney Tunes. Yeah, Mama says right here, they don't want her. I couldn't agree more. I don't. Sorry about you. Moving right along here. I cannot stand this woman's voice. It raked on my nerves, but she had a pretty funny story to tell. Here we go.
This is what the media is not going to tell you. So Doge got every federal employee upset with them right now. Doge found out that federal employees get these credit cards for their lunch expenses. They just been eating lunch, probably dinner, and a whole lot of other things. Trump said this is a waste of government money, a waste of the American taxpayer dime, so he took the credit cards. So what they did was go find a judge who basically mandated that Trump return those credit cards back to the rightful owners. Trump said, hey, I'm the president. I am a man that respects the law. He gave them back the credit cards. But what they didn't know, he only put a $1 credit limit on those credit cards. And that's checkmate. That's how you get them. The president is not only strategic, but he got a bit of comedian in him too. They are not only upset, but they are very hungry too. That's on you. You have to pay for your lunch just like the rest of us. There's no way I should be paying for federal employees' lunch. Not on my dime and not on President Trump's watch.
God bless this woman for this story, but I don't know if her voice raked on your nerves as bad as it did mine, but it's an amazing story. So Congress had these credit cards that they can go and buy lunch on the taxpayer dime, your and I dime. And Doge found out, Trump says no, took him away. Federal judge says you can't do that. I don't see how or why. So Trump gave him back these credit cards with a $1 limit on it. I don't get a free lunch at work. I have to pack my lunch. It's usually leftovers. Everybody else does the same, but apparently Congress, you get a free lunch. So bad as AOC, absolutely. But yeah, her voice. God bless her, though. God bless her. Checkmate, absolutely. So, like I said earlier, Mama and Dad are down right now. They're pretty sick. Ed's got some stomach issues. Mom's got a migraine. Or else they would be on here to do prayer and share. They love doing it. Pastor Ed asked me if I would take over tonight. I've got a thing to do with my youngest daughter, so I'll hop on here, show a couple of videos, hang out. I'd have been on here sooner, but I didn't hit the go live button up there. Ed does all that on Tuesdays. I just hang out and dance to the song. So I apologize. I was a few minutes late, but at least I get to listen to the song twice. All right, I've got one more video here. It's about tariffs and then I will let you go to enjoy your evening.
President Trump is no longer going to allow American workers and companies to be ripped off at the hands of foolish trade practices that shipped away millions of high-paying jobs and hollowed out communities across the country. It's America first, all the way. And despite fear-mongering by the media, the world is clearly responding to President Trump's approach. Just yesterday, President Trump held a bilateral meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu here at the White House. The Prime Minister pledged to immediately eliminate America's trade deficit with Israel and remove their trade barriers. Israel's proactive approach should serve as a model for the rest of the world. Also yesterday, the President spoke with Japan's Prime Minister, who wants to negotiate as well. The President also spoke to the acting President of South Korea this morning. He has tasked Secretary Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer to lead these talks. In total, since the Liberation Day announcement, nearly 70 countries have already reached out to the president to begin a negotiation.
"70 countries have reached out to the president to talk about trade negotiations and all that, getting rid of the tariffs." Everybody's freaking out over these tariffs, and I think the only thing that's hurting us or them is the deal with China. China's planting their heels in the ground firmly, and you know Trump, he's not going to back down. So it's kind of at a stalemate right now. But like I was saying the other day, if you go anywhere in America, any home, pick something up, look underneath it, made in China. But if you go to China and pick up an object similar, does it say made in USA? No, it doesn't. I mean, right here, my cool little revolver pin cup, made in China. I don't see made in USA anywhere in China, but it is what it is. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I just wanted to jump on here for a few minutes, share some videos, hopefully made you laugh, give you a little bit of information. And I'm going to jump back off here and go hang out with my little girl for a little bit. Everyone have a great rest of your evening. And I will see you all Tuesday, Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie. Everybody have a great night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you later. Good night.